What's up, everyone? Playing some Haxity. It's this cyberpunk kind of card game, roguelite. I don't really know what you would classify it as. It's like a little rock, paper, scissorsy. Kind of a neat game. I'm just gonna go through the tutorial here. Idea behind it being you have like 3 slots you can play your moves into. You have blue, which is ranged, red, which is melee, and yellow, which is skill. And as you can see, this little triangle down the bottom left here, range beats melee, melee beats skill, skill beats ranged. And so you're just kind of playing cards to try and outwit your opponents. It gets a little more in depth. This is just the tutorial. So you just kind of get these moves that line up. That says exactly what I just said. Countered moves don't do any damage, so like this one won't do any damage. This one we both do damage, we both get our effects. It's a tutorial, so we have 1,000,000 HP and they have none, so you basically can't lose on accident. Pyroblast, skill or ranged attack has momentum. 4 momentum says it gains 1 damage per momentum. So if this goes through, it just gets more and more damage over time. So these ones are just basic hits.
I don't play by the rules anymore.
Just tutorialing it up a little bit here. It's been a little while since I played, so I kind of want to refresh my knowledge of the game. They did just release a new build for the game. It's still early access, but there's some PvP in it now, which is nice. So drafting, basically, as far as I can tell, there's no plans to require a collection. Before every fight, you can change your tactics by drafting cards and building your deck that way. So the way the game will work is you'll open a pack, you'll pick some moves out of it that let you do things. Start off with 2 each of these. We already have 2 Pyroblasts. We don't really want more of them. You kind of want to not have too many of the same cards. Just gets a little overly redundant. You want to have options, and your deck is very small, so you will be drawing your cards pretty frequently anyway. It's also a good idea to have at least some amount of each one. If you go, for example, all in on ranged, anybody with enough skill moves, for example, will just counter the heck out of you. So you don't have too many of any one thing. And then there's this concept of finishers and also starters, although we don't have one here, which do different things if they're at different places. So your far left card is your starter, your far right card is your finisher. So this does 8 damage. If it happens to be your finisher, it has momentum 8, so you're encouraged to play it there. They're usually pretty high rewards, high payoff for doing that, but the downside being that 1, you're predictable, because if your opponent knows, for example, that you have execution in your deck, they're going to know that you're very often going to want to be putting this blue card in your last slot, and they can counter that. So you have to play around their stuff a little bit more. In addition, you'll see later that there's another deck of cards you have called hacks that will allow you to swap cards around, and in order to get damage through, you might often find yourself wanting to swap a card away, which could be, you know, your finisher or whatever. So here we'll just take we'll take the Executioner because it's a tutorial, who cares. Pretty straightforward and easy. Yep, counter your opponent's moves by paying attention to what you see them play. Look for strong enemy moves, moves that work best in specific slots. Banshee, the AI we're playing against, has a strong melee finisher move, so we want to counter by playing a ranged move as our rightmost move, which is good because we picked that up. It's dangerous to do things like this, right? Well, okay. You'll see later it's dangerous to do things like this once hacks are introduced. I don't know what this opponent off to the side is, but anyway, right now it doesn't really matter.
I don't play by the rules anymore.
Because we don't have hacks yet. Once you have hacks, it can be really dangerous to throw out all three of the same things. It eliminates swapping hacks from being useful. And we'll just throw these up there, doesn't really matter too much. Nice. Once again, tutorial, so it's just whatever. Alright, hacking. This is what I was talking about. This is what kind of gives the game its flavor and its name, Haxity. So, yeah, you'll see you get hack cards. Pick 4 of the 4. So they cost energy. Energy is kind of like their mana system. It's the only thing that has like a cost associated with it. Your normal cards that you play don't have a cost. You start off with, I believe, 2. And you gain 1 additional one every turn, and then if you have the initiative, you gain an additional temporary energy for that turn. Which is interesting. Most games, you know, going first or whatever would be an advantage. One thing I found in this game is having the initiative is often a disadvantage because you're forced to pass first, and once you pass, you can never play a hack again that turn. And that's why they give you the additional energy to make up for it. So we'll just pick all these up. And they kind of exist in their own little sub-deck called the Hack Pile. We have the initiative, so we drew an additional hack and got an additional energy. Or maybe everyone draws 3, but they only have 2. I'm not really sure on that one. But this blue energy is like our 1 additional temporary energy to make up for the fact that we are forced to hack first. It's still Banshee, so we're still going to put a blue move on the right, just because that's what the tutorial told us to do. Yep, so you can hack after you and your opponent's moves are revealed. Player with initiative gets to hack first. You pay energy to hack, or you pass. Once you pass, you can't hack. Each hack is single use. That's really important. These cards do not reshuffle. So use them wisely. In this case, he only has 2 hacks. We have a ton of HP on him, so we can use our HP as a resource and not try and outplay them. But things you could do, for example, if we really wanted to get this through, whatever, we could swap them, but ultimately there's no reason to anyway, because it's not going to make that big of a difference. He's going to buff the damage on that, and he made it fast, so that's they didn't really cover it much yet, but fast or slow. There's fast, normal, and slow. There are not a lot of fast moves and not a lot of slow moves. Most moves are normal, but hacks can change the speed of things. And if you make your move fast, it will win ties unless the opponent's move is also fast. So in the event that we both had, for example, there we both had a ranged, he made his fast, so his won that encounter. Now this is what I was talking about. So because we have this adjacent swap hack, swap 2 of your adjacent moves in play, we don't want to put our same type moves right next to each other because we won't be able to swap them efficiently, or like with any kind of, swapping them would do nothing essentially. And then we'll have it done. He has no hacks left, so we can completely control the pacing of this game. Girl take 9 damage, and then these will both go through. We'll take 8 but heal 8, and then this will go through. Yeah, this is fine. We can take 9 damage. Our Pyroblast will grow there. We'll push damage. And we don't want to use melee. Melee ties with all. Well, I guess we do have 1 fast one. No, we don't have a fast one. Yeah, we do. We have 1 fast one, so we can do a tie in there. Or a unit that might potentially tie, right? So in this case, we can just get this fast. It beats his automatically. We can afford the 8 damage. That doesn't matter. And this should kill him, so. Tutorial is not exactly challenging.
Don't mess with me again.
That's why it's called a tutorial. Alright, and then the third thing you get are like these modifications, which are like permanent buffs. You don't play them, you just have them. It's kind of like if you ever played like Slay the Spire, it's like relics from that. in a way. Basically, it's just a permanent alteration you can sometimes build around. More often than not, they just kind of provide you something to round out whatever your weakness might be. A lot of times it could be extra HP, it could be extra damage to certain move types, things like that. Yeah. And you draft those as well. So, permanent +8 max HP, draw +1 hack at the start of a fight. +1 accuracy. Oh yeah, accuracy is the buff for range damage. There's also one, I think it's strength for melee, and I don't remember what it's called for skill, but they're color coded, right? +1 blue damage, +1 red damage, +1 yellow damage. At the start of a fight, give a random attack +3 damage this fight. Now I believe a fight is what they call a round. No, it's not. I lied. Round is a turn. At the start of every turn, give a random attack in your deck +2 damage this fight. Infinitely better than Lucky Marble. Oh, and there's you can see there's rarities on these as well. So this is uncommon. This would be, I assume, rare. Oh no, it's not. It's not letting me hover. Anyway, these are all common. Why is that one the only one that pops up? Oh, because it's the only one with... Okay, so the ones with keywords will pop up and tell you what the rarity are, but the other ones don't. That's kind of funny. Anyway, I'm pretty sure this is called rare, but we'll take it. Random attack in your deck gets +2 damage this fight. That happens every turn. More scaling, more damage, more win. Use what you learn to finish your opponent. Right. We put our finishers here. And actually, I'm just going to do this because I want one of these at least to have a chance to grab. The chair keeps sinking on me. Oops, that's my discard. We get done. Yeah, I'm totally fine with this. Alright, he's going to increase the damage by a lot, which is fine. He used a bunch of hacks to do it. We take a bunch of burst damage. I mean, he also started with way less HP than us, so it doesn't really matter. But he also burned through his hacks, and I think you draw up to 3? I forget how it works. Anyway, he drew 2 there. So I think you draw up to 3 and then +1 each turn or something like that. We'll throw in a heal. Why not? Punch and a slam. This is kind of a garbage turn. Alright, so he's going to make that fast. Here's where these swaps come in handy, right? We're losing all 3 of these. He's got ranged beating our melee, he's got melee beating our skill. So we can just do this, swap those, and now these tie, but this one counters this one. So now he's going to make that fast to beat the tie. We can make... Oh, we don't have enough energy, never mind. If we had enough energy, we could make that fast to tie it again, but it's okay. Either way, it's not that big of a deal. It's kind of a... not great turn for either of us. We'll take a little bit of damage. More importantly, he's out of hacks, so we do still have a swap, so we do still want to put a non. Just kidding, bigger damage. So here we got 35 health. We can take all that and it won't affect us, so we're good. But best practices, counter the heck out of that. That way we don't take any damage. Alright, tutorial complete. Everything else takes place in like a draft format, which is pretty sweet. If you're into that kind of game mode. I happen to be into that kind of game mode. What's Armory? That's new. Oh, it just shows you all the cards in the game. That's nice. Okay. So you can like look at what everything does. That's good. It's good that that exists. Or presumably that shows you all of them. Anyway. Let's turn this music down a little bit. It's good music. It's a banger. But it's a little loud. Alright, fight. Oh, I already played the tutorial. So you can play against AI friend online. Do they still have... So they used to have... Maybe they just got rid of it. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like they got rid of it. They used to have like this whole like progression fight where you were constantly like it was like a full-on draft mode, but it looks like that's gone. I don't have any friends, so we'll play the AI just to practice, and then we'll jump into some real games. So there's 3 characters out right now. Presumably they will release more if this game continues. Like I said, it's early access right now. So his keyword is momentum. His attacks permanently gain more damage each and every time they hit. It's hard to call it like mid range, but basically you want your hits to connect so your things get bigger and you do more damage. In a way, it spells out inevitability, I guess. I don't know. He's kind of like your, I would say, pretty average character. All around, just deals more damage. Not super exciting. Downside being a lot of his skills are ranged, so it's I wouldn't say easy to counter him, but most of the momentum skills are ranged at least. Banshee, her keyword is charge. Charge attacks deal bonus damage as long as you keep hitting. So hers, if you ever fail to hit with a charge attack, it resets to 0. Assuming that hasn't changed. Anyway. And she's more melee based. I mean, you can tell, right? He's got a gun, she's got a melee weapon. Similar in a way to momentum, just they get out of hand really fast if you don't block them. So a little more high risk, high reward in that regard. And then Dr. Rat's half scientist, half rat, half mad. Dr. Rat's plots and schemes down below in the sewers. He's got infect as his keyword. Again, it's another damage buff. They're all just damage buffs, right? But his works by debuffing your opponent with infect, which increases the damage you deal based on the number of stacks of infect you get. But infect affects all your attacks, not just the individual attack that gets buffed. That being said, it starts off a lot slower because you have to grind up those stacks to get that. But he's also kind of the most flavorful character out of this roster, so let's start with him. We are against Banshee Vulnerable. All right, so when you do this online against other players, there's a timer. It's a very quick timer, so it's a good idea to at least learn the basics of the cards before you just straight jump into online, or you might find yourself running out of time before you get through all 8 of these packs. But here's our starting deck. We've got Sewer Trap Hack, replaces one of your moves with a skill Sewer Trap, so it's a yellow card. Only does 3 damage. It's got replay 1. It's temporary. Replay, execute 1 additional time per replay. So it'll go off twice. So if it hits, it'll deal 6 damage. And then temporary, once it's used, it's gone. Yep. The thing with this is like you use it to counter ranged abilities. So you can swap out what would have otherwise been like a dead melee move if you really just want to shut down a ranged move, but a swap doesn't necessarily do it for you. Or if you only have 2 energy, it's very important. It only costs 2 energy, so that's good. It's a solid hack. Get a couple of adjacent swaps. Very important, kind of the bread and butter. I would say the bread and butter hack. Generally the way you're going to push the most damage through if people don't play around them carefully. We get a damage hack, which is plus 3 damage. It's not super exciting, plus 3 damage. There are some multi-hit cards that benefit from this really well. The main use of it is the fact that it costs 1 energy, which lets you kind of like soft pass. Like you're not really passing, but maybe you want to swap something, but you don't want to get blown out by your opponent swapping something, so you play like a soft low energy hack. Instant fast, same thing. Well, I'd say instant fast is way better than damage, again, because it can let you just completely nullify an opponent's card. But it can let you soft pass as well. And same with this, instant infect. Give a move infect 3 this turn, which is, infect is 5% per stack. So if it connects, they'll take 15% more damage from all things. And that goes down the line. Attacks hit left to right. So if you infect with your first card, your second and third card will do more damage. I'm not sure how, I assume damage has a rounding somewhere in it. I'm not sure what 15% of 8 would come out to be. I don't know if it rounds up or down, but presumably down. So you gotta get pretty good number of infect stacks to really start seeing huge increase to damage, but it does apply to all of your moves. And unless they have a way to get rid of infect, I don't think it goes away. Anyway, so we'll start off with a power pack. Draft a rare move or a mod. So you can sometimes get a rare move that will shape your deck that you're like, man, I'm gonna build around this card. Otherwise, you can pick up a rare mod, which can often blow your opponents out. I think debuffs go down by 1. I'm not per round. I don't remember though. It's been a while. All right, so let's see here. All right, appendages. It's got expend, so it's removed from your deck after execution. I think if it's countered, it doesn't execute, so it'll go to your discard. But once you do that, it's gone. So it can thin out your deck, but you only get 1 use out of it. So if you're building your deck around it, it's not necessarily as great. It's usually kind of, well, it even says on a utility, it doesn't deal attack damage. Specifically, it cannot deal attack damage, so you can't even use damage, right? You can't give it +3 damage this turn. Give adjacent moves replay 1 this fight. So you'd want to put that in the middle in order to buff up your things on either side. That could be interesting. I've never used that. Maximize potential. It's a skill. Actually, other thing I didn't mention is the rat guy, Dr. Rat. What was his name? I don't remember. He uses a lot of yellow cards, so it's important to make sure you have a couple of blue. And well, actually, uses a lot of blue cards too. If you go, he has a swarm sub-theme like rats and stuff, and they're mostly blue cards. So your red cards are kind of premium. You're not going to have a lot of them, which makes me not want to go into this necessarily red expend, but we will see. All right. Let's see here. Give a random utility move in your deck. Replay 1 this fight if this is a finisher. I don't know how many utility cards we'll have, but that's interesting. That's interesting. So that can ramp up. Again, depending on what the utility cards are, that could potentially ramp up to an insane combo. Because I'm pretty sure that stacks. Like if you give it replay 1 and give it replay 1 again, I'm pretty sure it becomes replay 2. At least that's the way all the other stuff seems to work. So that could be interesting. That being said, it's very predictable that you're going to want to put a skill in the last slot. But you can also use that to kind of mind game your opponent a little bit. So that's interesting. I might consider that one. Metamorphosis. Mutate. I don't know what this mutate experiment mutate is. I guess it's just the type of card in the event that winds up mattering. Expend. Create a violent transformation move in your discard pile. The first step of final form. So this card does not do anything to actually impact the board, but it puts violent transformation into your graveyard or discard pile, which is another card that also does nothing. But when you manage to get that one go off, you get, and it is an expend card as well, you get final form, which is slow, so it loses to melee. And because it's melee, it loses to ranged. Although slow, you can change it to fast. So there are hacks to help you beat that. Heal 20, gain +7 in all attack stats this fight, and apply +7 stacks of all debuffs. So I guess that's supposed to just be kind of like it's not really a big finisher in and of itself, but kind of like the top of a combo, and it happens to heal you 20, which, as you saw during the tutorial, 20 is really not a lot. I mean, sometimes you're taking chip damage here and there, but if you're playing against those guys and they're ramping up their damage cards, 20 is really not that much. So I'm not sure how much I love this for. I mean, maybe it's good in the right deck. I don't know, but I'm not in love with it. Seems a little too slow. But +7 in all attack stats, I mean, that's a lot of damage. It will push you into finisher mode for sure if you're not dead. So I guess if you have enough other ways to protect yourself up to that point, it could be good. Interesting. Firewall. This is a mod. One of the cards, one of the non-cards, one of the like artifacts. The next 2 cards you expend are moved to discard pile instead of being removed. So that's actually really interesting. We could combo that with Metamorphosis. to get multiple metamorphosi, because those would stack. So that's I might try that. I might give that a try. I do kind of want to play Maximize Potential, but we're against an AI, so who cares? Let's try out some stuff. Garbage Collector. Whenever you expend a move, gain +2 attack stats of that move's type. Okay, this fight. So I guess you'd want to fill your deck with a bunch of expend cards of whatever type you're going to be hitting with the most. Interesting. I don't think I want to play a heavy expend deck, but interesting. And then Implant Virus. Broken, Weak, and Vulnerable. Apply an additional stack. Broken, gain 50% healing and shield. It's weird that this is gain because it really means you're having healing and shield. But Vulnerable, increase attack damage taken by 50%. So that's 10 stacks of Infect, basically. That's crazy. I don't know if that works additively or multiplicatively with Infect, but if it's multiplicative, that could be interesting. And then Weak, reduce damage dealt by 25%. That's kind of what Ratboy wants to do. He applies a lot of debuffs, and making them apply an additional stack is good, because it means you don't have to apply them as often. Broken, Weak, and Vulnerable. Interesting. I'm still going to try this Firewall Metamorph. Oh, you only get to pick one! Oh, I need to read. I just spent like 10 minutes reading a bunch of cards, and I didn't read the part where it said only pick one. Oh, that is rough. That is real rough. Alright, we're just going to restart this because I don't know how to read. Let's try that again. Alright, Dr. Rats. Let's try that again. Oh, this time we're versus Copperson. Alright. Oh, we got some different ones to read through now. Embarrassing. Alright. Superiority Complex. Biotech, if that's relevant. Finisher, give this card +4 damage this fight for each unique debuff your opponent has. Okay, so the debuff deck. Finisher, got it. Double. Oh, so whatever its final attack damage is, it deals double instead of hitting twice. Okay, interesting. Finisher has +1 damage for every strength and accuracy you have. Okay. So it scales off of blue and red, happens to be yellow, which is interesting. And it deals double damage. So if you have +1 strength, it's actually going to get +2 damage. So that's very interesting. And then the Ripper, and these are all the same every time. These hacks that you start with. And then the Ripper, Finisher, Expend. There's another Expend card. Create and draw a Tear hack for every hack you have played this turn. And Tear is 1 energy, given attack +3 damage this turn. It's the same as damage. It's weird that it has a special name. Anyway, I guess they want like Rip and Tear. Sure. For every hack you've played this turn. So that could be really interesting in like a very aggressive style deck that's just looking to pump out as much damage as possible. You just burn through all your, well, maybe not like aggressive fast, but you burn through all your hacks in like 1 turn and then use the Ripper to, I don't know, strange. We'll probably just go for a Superiority Complex because it seems like the most straightforward. Well, if I go with one of these top 3. Then the other ones, we still have the Garbage Collector, still don't really want it. You keep 75% of your shield at end of turn. So shield is temporary health that you can gain through different means. And it's good for 1 turn. But this lets you keep some of it. So that would encourage us to take shield cards very heavily. And then Body Odor, apply Infect 1 to your opponent at the start of every turn. So that just keeps 1 Infect on them effectively all the time. So you could use that in like a debuff deck, and then you don't have to slot a bunch of Infect stuff, I guess. It also makes you do 5% more damage. Sure. Let's just go with Bulwark. That sounds up my alley. I know we only get 1. Now we get another mod. At the start of the fight, give a random attack +3 damage this fight. That's a 1-time effect. Draw 1 card at the start of every turn. More options, more good. I like it. Gain +1 strength. Sure. Gain 12 shield at the start of the fight, so there's one source of shield we could get to go with our bulwark. If we wanted to, gain +16 maximum health. Well, I mean, that's just better. I mean, yeah, that's better. It makes sense. This is uncommon. That's common, right? And then rocket boosters, your moves are fast the first turn of a fight. I don't know how big of a difference that makes. I guess it depends on the decks and the matchups. I think it's between Brain Clamp and Beefcake, and I think for the sake of just moving along, let's take Beefcake. More survivability. Draft 2 moves. Alright, so here's where we kind of start to figure out what we want to do with our deck. And we have Bulwark, so anything that says shield on it is automatically bumped up in my book. None of these say shield on them, though. 7 damage. Give a random attack in your deck +3 damage this fight. So there's another nice scaling ability. Give 2 random attacks in your deck infect 2 this fight. That's pretty slow. That's really slow because you have to play this and then play the infect cards. Although the same attack same attacks can get the infect. You could probably get them pretty big. Maybe not that one though. Has +1 damage for each unique debuff your opponent has. So that's pretty much key to the debuff deck. Got it. Rend expend and applies vulnerable 2. It has expend, which makes me sadder, but vulnerable 2 can potentially be nuts. 50% more damage could be a lot of damage. Week 1, your other attacks gain +2 damage and apply week 1 this turn. So I deal in slot 1 because it buffs everything down the line. And give your next 2 attacks this turn infect 2 this fight. So these are all these are all basically things you want to put in the left slot. I feel like just plain damage, and I realize like this hits twice, right? So every debuff gives effectively more damage, but I feel like damage is a dime a dozen, right? You don't need tons and tons of damage on any one given move. And I think I like weak. I like weak. Vulnerable's nice, but it has expend. This doesn't have expend. We'll take impair. Oh, I get to pick 2. Oh. Well, if we're doing all this, if we're trying to do shield stuff, which we won't necessarily, but we're trying to, we will want something that scales. Right now we have nothing that scales. And Amygdala Hijack scales, so let's do that. All right, 2 more moves. So you only get a couple moves at a time, and you kind of have to draft accordingly. So that's interesting. Give your next attack lifesteal and expend this turn. So that would be interesting if we had taken the anti-expend card, but I didn't know this was in here. But that's kind of cool. So you can play this at the end and not lose anything, or you can play it to thin out cards you don't necessarily want as much. So that's something too. Double damage has +2 damage if your opponent is debuffed. So it's not per debuff, it's just if they're debuffed. And with this deck, they probably will be pretty often. We get to pick 2, so we can take Greater Good to expend things and autophagy. Autophagy? I don't know. To feed off of those. Those are utility cards, right? This one's utility, that one's an attack. Okay. Huh. And lifesteal, more survivability, more good. Well, I mean, some amount of lifesteal is good, but it expends whatever you lifesteal with, so you gotta be careful of that. I might do this. You know what? I might try this expend thing. I regret not taking the expend trash can now, but create a random swarm move in your discard pile. Or we could take this. That's actually interesting too, because this will expend cards and this will generate cards. I think I like this better. Yeah, let's try that. Infect 3, gain 1 shield for every infect your opponent has. There we go. There we go. That card says shield on it. We have Bulwark. That's, I don't even know if Bulwark's any good. Like, can you generate enough shield that keeping 75% of it matters that often? This may have been a trap. I don't know. But this says shield on it, so we pretty much have to take it. Gain 1 shield for every infect your opponent has. So we also need plenty of sources of infect. Finisher, +4 damage for each unique debuff your opponent has. Wait, what? Oh. For each unique debuff your opponent has. We took Impair for weak. We have Infect, so we have weak and Infect. So at best, this is currently doing, what, 12 damage? We can apply, wait. Your opponent loses 8 maximum health this fight. That's nuts. Well, not necessarily nuts. Okay, I see. So that only matters... Okay, so this is an anti-healing card. Yeah, broken, nerfs their healing and shield by 50%, and then cuts their max health so they can't keep healing up past that. That's interesting. That's good. It's good to know there's some counter cards in there. I don't think we need that necessarily, but it's good to know. Necrotic Wound, more Infect. There's a lot of red cards. I don't remember there being so many red cards in Dr. Rats, but we were getting offered quite a number of them. I can only pick up one more. Oh, hey, we can take this one now. For every move you've expended this fight. Yeah, we can pick this one up now. I like it. So now we got a little combo going. We got Greater Good, we got Autophagy, and we've got Drowning Rats. Okay. Gain +1 strength, focus, accuracy, and a random attack stat this fight. But it doesn't do any damage. It's utility. And we already have a source of gaining junk, strength, and focus in this case. Although, interestingly, it does not buff our Drowning Rats. Which is good to know. Yeah. Alright, we got some more utility here. Decoy, gain 1 invulnerable. That allows you to just stop one hit, exactly what it says. That's what multi-hit cards are kind of good at doing, is getting around crap like that. Invulnerable's pretty solid, though. Can be pretty solid if it happens to line up correctly. It can save your bacon. I don't know if it carries over between rounds, though. I have no idea if it carries over between rounds. We'll have to test that. Expend. When you expend a move, give a random utility move, replay 1, and expend this fight. Ooh. Ooh. That one's not a utility move. So we can... Does it trigger itself? I assume it does, since it's called chain reaction. But it'll make all of our utility moves slowly suck themselves out of the deck. It's not necessarily something we want. Alright, give 2... Oh, that's Contaminate. That's another... We don't need another scaling card. We have a lot of scaling. +1 damage for each unique debuff your opponent has. I think we could take the Schadenfreude. Give your previous attacks in play a random attack bonus this fight. Interesting. Previous attacks. I don't know what the random attack bonus is. I don't know if that's actually good or not. I definitely want Decoy. Out of all these, I think Decoy is just solid. I mean, chain reactions are rare, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Replay 1. I wonder how good it is to be able to replay your utility cards. You know what? We're just going to take Schadenfreude. +1 hit for every 2 swarm attack in your deck. We currently have Drowning Rats, which is a swarm, and it creates random swarms. But that's another... you know, it's another big finisher we don't really need, and we're not looking to keep them in our deck. We're looking to greater good them out of our deck. So I think we'll pass on big boys. Infect 4 and fast. We do like Infect for our shield. Broken 2. Your opponent loses 1 toughness this fight. So this is just another counter card. If they happen to have a bunch of toughness, you can get rid of it. But it also applies Broken, which is a unique. Because we didn't take the other one. This card's Infect is applied twice. Give your next 2 attacks this turn Infect to this fight. Give a random attack in your deck fast this fight. That's actually kind of interesting. I actually don't hate that. It'd be really funny if it hit, like, big boys. Anyway. Infect 4, but no damage. I don't feel like we're going to be hurting for, like, just damage. I think we just want to build up. I think I'd rather just take the cripple, honestly. It's not super amazing, but it gives us another, because we have, where is it, the shield? Bio has to gain 1 shield. Oh, wait, that's for every infect. No, we just straight up need infect then. I thought that one was also for every unique. It's just Shun for that cares about unique debuffs. In that case, I don't care, because that's just a little bit more damage. So we definitely want just lots of infect. This is infect 4 fast. This is not fast, but gives more infect. I highly doubt the AI knows how to play around it, but we'll just take the fast one. I feel like, oh right, we get multiple cards. Fast in general, super solid, because you win 2 out of 3 instead of 1 out of 3. And you know what? This has expend. We'll take it. So our deck doesn't get too big. And then 2 hacks. Hack strong. Alright. Enemy attack -5 damage this turn. Could be good. It is 1 energy, which is nice. I really like instant fast. Dual expend. Echo. Create a copy of this hack in your hand. Oh, that's kind of nice. Give one of your moves expend this turn. Could be useful if you have a card you just want to get the heck rid of. And just for thinning out your deck. Not necessarily a bad thing. Then we have the autophagy, which really loves expended cards. But I don't want to waste a hack on that. How many swaps did we get? 2? 2 swaps? I don't mind picking up another swap. Swaps are strong. What is suppressed? Card text becomes blank. New text cannot be added. Ooh. That seems really good. It's like silent. I mean, it straight up silences it, right? Yeah, so we're going to take that for sure. It also only costs 1. I don't need more infect. Not on my hacks, especially. It doesn't really do anything. So it's either instant fast or swap. And I think I'd just rather have another swap. Let's do it. I know that was a little like a lot of overthinking, a lot of reading, but I'm new to a lot of these cards. They weren't in the last time I played, or they have changed. So let's open up with some weak. Now that being said, he is blue primarily. Like again, I'm just kind of assuming. Can I see his deck? But a lot of their cards are blue, which beats our red cards, so we need to be careful about doing too many of those. It says your other attacks. I don't know if this. I assume this has to go off first for that to work. And I want to see if this carries over, so let's do that. Of course he countered it. That's fine. I'm not going to use anything here because I don't care about that one that much. Oh, nerf bat. And then plus damage. Sure. He wants to use his hacks for that. Oh, that one has gained 7 shield. But that ends at the end of turn. That seems pretty bad. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, he has Bulwark as well. Oh, okay. Good to know. He has Bulwark as well. And he has the one that gave him shield at the start, and then I've infected him. Oh, what is this? It says opponent something, and that's really awkward. Oh, look at enemy. So we can see everything he's played. That's everything he's played so far. You can turn things off or fonts, hacks, guides, sure, whatever. That's everything he's played. Alright. Alright, here we go. So we need to drown him in rats because we want to create a swarm card. More swarm cards means we can push. I like shields. I'm fine swarming at the end. I want to play this turn though. But I also want to play this. Do we care about the shield? We don't care about the shield that much, right? Not yet. Like, we're plenty healthy. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. And this, yeah, the scales. 21 damage. Has +1 damage for every shield you have. Good lord. Okay, so he passed. So that's good at least. Which, yeah, I mean, I'm... Oh, I can suppress it. Or I can swap. If I swap, I get rid of my rats. I think we're just going to do this. Okay, so it's normally 8 damage. That's fine. Take a little bit of damage. Hit him with the rats. You gain some more things. You know what? He has toughness, but it's only for the turns. Either way, I'm glad I had the anti-toughness card. I think I took that anti-toughness card. Oh, Schadenfreude got buffed. Alright. Oh, we just keep getting mid. Okay, we redrew. Nice. This is fast now. That's good. It doesn't say, but I'm pretty sure debuffs fall off. 1 per? Where's infect? 1 per stack. I forget how many stacks he had last turn. I should have looked. It's either 1 or it halves it, but I don't remember. Only 18 damage. You know, we got fast cards. Let's get them in there. We expended 1 thing. This doesn't expend. I don't mind throwing that in there. None of these are expending. That's fast now. Oh wait, but I'm not... Hold up. If we're doing this, then we should just hit him with all of it. Tied across the board. It's a lot of damage. It happens to have fast if it's a starter. Oh, he's swapping it out to a gun. Interesting. So now we can just swap these and counter both of those. Makes that fast, counter that. That's fine. Oh, he had Ward, which I think blocks a debuff or something along those lines. Anyway. Oh, Schadenfreude's a swarm as well. Okay. Now we don't mind getting some of that lifesteal going. Gain 1 shield for every infect your opponent has. I don't have any other... I mean, it will infect. So, in theory, I will gain a little bit of shielding. And honestly... Make another swarm. Or make that fast. And gain 1 invulnerable. That's... yeah. No, I lose the Schadenfreude. Oh, the Schadenfreude's not even gonna go off. Interesting. Give your next attack life-stealing spend this turn. So this isn't an attack, so I don't mind swapping these. Wait, hold up. Swapping them doesn't really do anything, does it? I just swap these. Yeah. I don't get the life steal, but oh, he's got another swap. Yeah, that's fine. I can't afford to cast another swap. Feels bad, man. It's all about the hacks. Your cards will do what they'll do. You'll get through for a little damage, whatever, but it's all about the hacks. What did he gain? +1 focus, +1 accuracy, +1 strength. He's got 1 toughness. Each ward prevents 1 debuff. Man, this guy's stacking up. He is out of hacks, though, so now we can do whatever. Okay, so we made an extra Schadenfreude, so I don't mind getting rid of a Schadenfreude with greater good for sure. Like, is it life-stealing? Alright. So if I swap these, this won't go off. This won't go off. Good swap. Oh, no matter what, Schadenfreude isn't going off, huh? Yeah, those are all skills. That's fine. Alright. Well, rip this card. Oh no, it still gives it to this one, huh? Okay, so even though this doesn't go off, it still gives it to this one. Okay. Good to know. Duly noted. Man, we are not expending a lot of cards as quickly as I thought we would. Alright. Invulnerable. Make the next thing fast. This thing. And another fast card. But we're going to do it like this.
Anything to survive.
So... do I want to swap these? Is there? I wish there was a... what does this do? Oh, it just shows the round. Okay. That shows our deck. Click on... there's also deck up here. Oh, this shows what's left in our draw pile. Gotcha. So, if we swap these, it'll counter these two, but do I really care right now? That's +1 damage for a shield you have, and that's going to gain 6 shields. This is actually going to do 6 more damage than it looks like it's going to. Oh, but we're going to do this, so it's going to do 3 less damage. Whatever, it looks fine. No, it actually won't be 3 less damage, because he only had 1 shield that we broke. Alright, we do have to be careful. He has a lot of damage. Has +1 hit for each unique debuff your opponent has. I'm not getting the expend card going off as much as I would like. Alright, we like invulnerable. We like infect. We like infect with shields. Of course. Well, you know, that's fine. That is fine. We could replace this with a sewer trap if we wanted to stop that. But honestly, I'm okay with this. We have the invulnerable, which will stop the hit from this. And we'll take 12. Sure. Invulnerable, no damage. Ours goes off first. We only gain 3. Alright, we take 9 damage. That's fine. This needs to go off. And we need it to really do some damage. Oh, so good. Yep. Oh. Mmm. Give me that good suck. Oh, let's see here. Oh, our invulnerable one. We don't get it. But we get the infect. He's at infect 5. He's at infect 8. End of turn, or start next turn, he's at 7. So it does decrease 1 per. Okay. But we got a little bit of shield to carry over, which is nice. And we can greater good again. Has +1 hit for each unique debuff your opponent has. Is he still weak? He is weak and infected. That's fine. I need to make another swarm though. Oh. Well, that's bad. That's real bad. Alright, so we can swap these, canceling this and this. He's out of hacks, so it's whatever. And we can make this fast. Alright, so this one's going away forever, which is unfortunate, but it needs to happen. There should be enough. Yeah, there'll be enough resources. That'll gain us a bunch of stats. That'll hit him. That'll give me shielding. And you know what? The more I see this, the more I don't think autophagy is good enough in this deck. I think autophagy is too slow. We're too busy trying to do other things. Autophagy is just way too slow on top of it all. That's a lot of damage. This will give me invulnerable. That's something. Perfect. That's enough to kill him. We got him, coach. Okay. So autophagy feels real slow. It's inevitability, but it's real slow. So we might get rid of it. Okay, so now you get this mode. This so it is best 2 out of 3. In between each round, you get to go into this shop. You get some monies. I don't know if it's always the same amount, but in this case it's 6. And you spend it on crap. You can trash 1 card for free every time, though, which is nice, because it means I can come in here and be like, you know what, autophagy, you're not good enough. Get out of this deck. And after that, it costs more. You can really thin out your deck and really, like, if you're trying to get off some kind of combo, you can really push for that. Or you can make your deck thicker with moves. With these ones, it does cost 5 for a rare move or mod. It's guaranteed rare, though. Don't know how good that is. You can pick up non-rare mods, which can be okay if they're things that you need. But I'm telling you, man, hacks are super good. You should probably always pick up hacks, or at least one set, at a minimum 1 set of hacks. Cycle. This is a soft pass, purely a soft pass. It costs you an energy, but it replaces itself as a card. Energize, 3 temporary energy. Also sort of a soft pass, but it can also let you play more expensive hacks if you've been saving them up. Not a bad one. Edge lock, starter or finisher move locked this turn. So lock anything other than their middle card. I don't know. I guess that seems weak. I mean, locking a card is good, but that particular one seems weak. Move all or rotate all your moves to the right. That could be really cute. but it's also really expensive. Paper cuts, I don't really like adding damage. I don't like plus damage on the hacks. I don't think it's necessary, and especially in this. We've got inevitability. We don't need more damage. Replace one of your moves with a skill sewer trap. I mean, this kind of thing would be good, again, if you just had like this aggressive, really just punchy, dish out as much damage quickly type of deck. That could be solid, but not what I'm looking for here. Replace one of your moves with sewer trap. Card's alright. I mean, obviously, doing 6 damage is better than doing no damage, but... Or using it to blank one of your opponent's cards is solid. Most of these are kind of bad. I get to pick 2. You know what? Rotate's interesting enough. We'll take it, even though it's expensive. And, I guess because of that we could take Energize, but... I think Sewer Trap's just fine. Alright, so now we got 5 left. We could pick up a rare move. Or mod. Which also seems fine. We can pick up more hacks. I think more hacks are generally worth it. Honestly, when you already have 1 win, it's probably worth it just to pick up more hacks. Suppressed swap. Swap any 2 of your moves in play, but they gain suppressed this turn. That seems absolute trash. I wouldn't say absolute trash. That seems really bad. 4 energy. You can swap anywhere, but like, okay. But they gain suppressed. Maybe suppressed is good. Maybe if your opponent puts a bunch of garbage on your cards. You know what? There's probably opponent's cards that put stuff on your cards that make them not good. So maybe suppressed could be good in that case. Lock any one of your opponent's things. 1 extra energy. I don't know. I think we just take instant fast because that's great, and take suppressed because that's great. I could take another 2 hacks. Or I could pick up a mod. Let's take a mod. What do we got in here? Heal 4 whenever you execute a utility move. I like healing. Whenever you play a utility move, give a random attack in your deck plus 2 damage this fight. I already kind of do that. Draw an extra hack. Start a fight. Draw an extra card every turn. We do like it. We are a combo-y deck. Drawing extra cards is generally pretty good. How many utilities do I have? 1, 2, 3. 3 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1/3 of my deck is utility cards, and I will be doing some expending. Let's do it. Let's do it. Can we cut another card? Is there anything we don't need? Schadenfreude? Or like, well, that's a utility. I don't want to cut one of my very few utility cards. Oh, I can't cancel? Oh, that's awkward. Oh, you cut hacks too. That's pretty funny. I guess if you're like, man, I have a hack that's absolute trash, get rid of it. I don't know why you'd ever want to do that though. Hacks are just good. I actually don't want to cut any of these. Whoopsie. I guess Schadenfreude. Because we can just make more. Alright. Let's do it. I should have looked at my deck. I thought that was going to let me back out of it and be like, oh, change my mind. Get 3 shield at the start of every turn. 12 shield at the start of a fight. And keep 75% of your shield at the end of the turn. Versus keep 75% of your shield at the end of the turn. Gain 16 maximum health. And heal 4 whenever you execute a utility move. Interesting. So I definitely want to play this because I want it to go off. I like the random swarm. Do I like the random swarm? Or do we just want to infect more? Infect. Get this out of the deck now. Yeah, that's fine. He's gonna nerf bat my neck. That's fine. The damage on this is irrelevant. Like, it's nice if it does some damage, but mostly I don't care. Yeah, sure. Oh, he's gonna buff the damage on it. Okay. The AI will just burn through hacks. I'm just doing this so I can read some of the cards and learn them, so I'm not taking all of my time in the shop trying to figure my shit out. Can I see my maximum health? I wish it would show your maximum. Like, I realize this bar decreases, but I actually don't know how much my maximum is. Plus 16? I'm probably at max health, right? I wasn't paying that much attention. Inevitability, we'll switch these around. I'm just putting stuff up there for now. We do want to give him weak. And I don't need this just yet. Although this got fast, which is nice. It is nice. We'll keep the infect going. I do need to get this in there at some point, but we'll keep the deck small. I don't know where he's gonna put his stuff. Okay. We happen to block his fury, so that's awesome. Unfortunately, we have the initiative, and if I pass and he swaps, we take 27 to the dome. I don't really want to take 27 to the dome. So because of that, we actually have to play this. Okay, he passed. Good. Normally I wouldn't want to use that, but yeah. Push some damage, we'll weaken all his stuff. Good times. Nice, I got buffed. Yo, we healing. Utility heal, not really necessary, but... Wow, we got rolled. What do I care about the least? Here. That seems fine. I mean, we got healing, we got vulnerability. We're good. Did I make a swarm? I didn't, right? Yeah, I did not. We need to get a swarm out there at some point so we can start using greater good. Every time I want to use swarm. That's a lot of damage. I don't mind though. In all honesty, I'm actually fine with this. Oh, he made it fast? Oh, he made that slow? Wow, I just got wrecked. Alright. That's fine. We gotta get those hacks away from them eventually. But that's a big ol' shot to the noggin. That's fine. We've got ways to heal it. Try and keep a weak on him as much as possible.
I'm prepared. Are you?
Yikes. This guy's too good. I really don't want him gaining a ward either. I have enough energy to double swap now if I need to.
Anything to survive.
Just ramping up that damage. Although, incidentally, that's the one card I really don't want the damage on. I want it to go on other things that then get buffed. Alright, random swarm. We need to keep gaining shield. I need to keep putting weakness on him. I don't care about the damage. I just want to put weak on him. Greatly reduce the damage I take. It's all just a game of running your opponent out of hacks, really, is what it comes down to. Let's heal up. Somewhere all of that should go through. He passed. How much is that? +1 hit if you heal this turn, +1 hit if you gain shield this turn. Incidentally, he doesn't do any of it. Well, I guess he always gains shield, right? Because it's built in. But I get the invulnerability from 1 hit. It's fine. Alright, we need that to go off. Ooh, 19. 19. Let's not take 19. He's gonna swap them. Rotate all my moves 1 to the right. That does not help at all. I'm actually I'm out of actual swaps. So you know what? I guess I still don't get my swarm. But we can go and push a little more damage. Sure. I guess greater good is getting all the damage. It's real awkward. I have to basically start playing this now because it's so much damage. They all go 1 to the right. This winds up getting countered. This gets turned back on, and that stays on. I don't really want him playing that, so... He passed, we'll pass. Yeah, Bulwark mostly wound up being useless this game, but it's okay. But we got him. For the love of God, please. Oh, so it always puts it on something in your deck. That's why it keeps hitting this, is because I have nothing else in my deck. So if I play this, it's going to keep putting it on that. So I'd rather just play a utility card to not lose the game. This should be fine. He'll gain some damage, but he'll then lose some damage. Actually, because we have the initiative, our cards go off first, so he actually lost all of his shield, thus losing all of the damage. Now he has the initiative, so that card's way scarier if he gets it again, but... Which means, because he has the initiative, we need to put our invulnerability here instead of here. We have enough damage, so I don't mind this hitting this now. What swarm did we get? Chemical attraction, okay. It doesn't wind up hitting anyway. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, you healed up. It's gone from his deck. Makes a random swarm, hits for a whole bunch. Didn't wind up getting rid of that. Oh, the invulnerability does carry over. Hot damn. Alright. That's important to know. Because that means when he has the initiative, we can put it on the end to make it carry over to the next turn. I'm pretty okay with this outcome in general. Largely because I just can't get a much better outcome from this. The only thing I got cock-blocked is our damage, really, so... Eventually that card's just going to get in there. He has the initiative, so if we put this here, it won't protect us from anything this turn, but it'll carry over a shield to next turn. Or carry over a invulnerability to next turn. Which is solid. And this way we don't lose our weakness. Yeah.
I'm prepared. Are you?
This is great. And on my face. I only take 2 damage, and I gain invulnerability, so I'd say we pretty much have this one on lock. We just need to not make any, like, glaring obvious mistakes. We should be fine. We'll throw that in there just because not taking damage is always great. More infect, more damage. In this case, no damage. Gain 1 ward, which will protect him from the infect. Womp womp. All my moves, 1 to the right doesn't do anything. Sewer Trap doesn't really do anything, and I want to save that to stop any of his gigantic damage things anyway. Do I care about suppressing that? Not really. Like, if I'm being honest. Any move, infect 3. Whatever. It's not going to work, because he's going to gain the 1 ward, which prevents this from going off. All in all, a whole lot, nothing happened that turn. That's fine. Is this losing damage? Oh, it's losing damage because he's losing infect. That makes sense. Infect. Some of this has to go through. Perfect. We'll take it. I just want to kill him. I should kill him. Oh wait, he gained more shield. Just kidding. I only saw the 20 and I was like, oh, we got it. Okay. Combo assembled. This, then this, then this. That's what we really want to be going off every turn. In fact, I want this to go away now. This is fine. I don't know what 2 hacks he's holding on to. Normally, oh, we killed him anyway. Normally the AI will spend them. They must have done nothing, I guess. Plus energy or something stupid. Alright. That was a nice, fun little AI game. Let's see if there's anybody online. The starter is stronger when played first. If it takes too long to find a match, though, then we'll probably dip. I don't know how many people they have playing this game, in all honesty. It's kind of weird that they got rid of... There used to be a more roguelike, or roguelite kind of drafting mode. It wasn't just best 2 of 3. It's kind of weird they got rid of that as like the way to play against the AI. If I reach 1 minute and haven't found a match, I'm just going to assume nobody's online, and I'm going to dip and play more AI, learn more cards, because yeah. There are no rats in noodle shakes, just noodles and shake. Just saying. No reason. Why are you even asking? Alright. Doesn't look like anyone's online. Infect was cute. Let's try some of these others. I didn't like Banshee the last time I played it, but a lot of stuff in this game's changed, so let's try this out. Oh, wait, I didn't switch it to AI, did I? Whoops. Great. And we're against Banshee. We got the mirror match. Hidden Blade. Replace one of your moves with a melee Hidden Blade. So show me. Oh, there it is. Charged to temporary. Charged. Deal 1 bonus damage per charged. Charge is lost if countered. So the more it connects, the more it charges up, is how that works. It's interesting, because that means more Hidden Blade Replace a played move. Is that forever? Is that just like hide Hidden Blade in your deck for the rest? I don't know how it fucking works. No, it's temporary. Yeah, so that having charged is irrelevant? And then instead of infect, I get charged too. Most everything else is basically the same. Alright, double the charged on all your attacks in play. That seems like overkill. Or a finisher. Overclock. Reduce the cost of all hacks that didn't start in your deck by 2. That's interesting. So I guess if you generate a bunch of hacks, that... Does she have something that just generates hacks? Huh. That's a really weird card. That's a really weird utility card. Especially since you wouldn't want to play it more than once, probably. I don't know. Crimson Lotus. Finisher has +1 damage per charge on all moves you have in play. That's pretty nutty. Extra batteries. Gain 1 temporary energy every turn you don't have initiative. That's solid. That's okay. At the start of every turn, give a random attack in your deck +2 damage this fight. That's pretty good. That's really good, actually. Broken Weak and Vulnerable. 1 additional stack. We're going to take Refurbisher. Because that's at the start of every turn. So, yeah. Draft them off. Draw more cards. At the start of a fight? No. Reduce the effect of Vulnerable applied to you? No. Your shield is 50% more effective? Probably not. All these suck. Brain Clamp. I wouldn't say they all suck. None of these seem like the things I want to be doing. I mean, all drawn coding's like, yeah, that's cool, I guess. I mean, it's a nice counter, I suppose, if there's like... I don't know. The problem is like taking that as a counter when you don't know if you're facing a bunch of it. Seems weird. Let's take Brain Clamp. 2 moves. Oh, I didn't expect them to have a bunch of shield stuff. I guess they probably all have a bunch of shield stuff. Anyway. Starter, gain 2 temporary energy. That's cute. Starter, gain 8 shield. So this just gets weaker over time, because eventually you just don't need that energy anymore. Are they all about having lots of hacks? Create and shuffle a wide swing move into your draw pile. Wide swing, +1 damage for every move in your draw pile. That seems adorably bad. Seems really bad. I mean, maybe it pops off. But how many of these are... I don't know. That doesn't seem good. You're just, like, putting a bunch of just Garbo melee attacks into your deck. I don't know. This move gains fast when it becomes charged and loses fast when it loses charged. Do I have anything that makes it charged other than this? Probably not. Gain 1 ward and 1 invulnerable. That seems nuts. This move gains +1 damage to this fight for each hack you play. So they have to have a hack mini theme. They have to. They have to have something that generates like a cheap hack or something, because they have, I don't have the view of it, but on the previous one they had all those things that were like, I don't know. Gain 8 shield seems pretty good. Just guaranteed. All but guaranteed. I mean, they can always be countered, but, and this seems good. Yeah. Oh yeah, create a fatality hack on top of your hack pile, but it's got to expend. Fatality 5 energy. Pass. You can't hack anymore this turn. Give an attack +10 damage and locked this turn. Huh. Good with like Whirlwind Kick or something. Multi-hit? Okay. Okay. Oh, there's something that buffs the next thing with charged. Anyway, create and draw an instant charge hack. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Now we're cooking with gas. Unfortunately, it's another starter, so you gotta pick between shield and instant charge. Now we are cooking with gas. I mean, I'm a big fan of making more hacks, yeah. +2 damage for every move in your draw pile. Again, I don't want more things in my draw pile. More hacks? Good. I can pick 2, so I can just take both of these and just hack my opponent to bits. Get it? Hack him to bits. Oh god. Oh god. Was that an intentional joke? The person with the sword makes hacks? Oh god. Swoosh. If it was, I did not catch that initially. Fatality doesn't seem that great. Unless, I mean, I don't know. Like, it seems good. Well, like, Rest in Pieces seems good. Because it generates a fatality, so who cares? It expends, so you're not, like, getting a bunch of Rest in Pieces. Maybe that would be good. Maybe a bunch of Rest. I don't know. 5 energy. Screw. You know, let's try it. Let's make some hacks, boys. +1 damage is fight for each hack you played this turn. And it deals double damage. That is adorable. Oh, we take another Rest in Pieces. Oh. That hits 3 times. Your attacks deal +50% damage next turn. And if this is your starter, you increase attack damage taken by 50%. I mean, what? Give your other moves and play fast this turn. Has +0 damage every move you draw upon. It's bad. Rest in Pieces, slightly. Rest in Pieces Barrage. Tooth Fairy's interesting. It's very interesting. I don't know if it's really worth it, even with the what is it, Jet Starter. I mean, Jet Startering a bunch of times and then maybe looking to get a big Tooth Fairy could be a thing. You know, screw it, let's do it. We don't know if we don't try it. That seems like oh, that just like makes it carry over to the next turn, I'm guessing. Okay. Energy loop hacks. Oh, that's actually really nice. Oh, but it expends. If only that didn't expend. That would be broken, though. Energy loop. Oh, that's adorable. So normally energy loop, it costs 3, but gives you 3 temporary energy. The idea being it's like a free soft pass. But they have a mod that I didn't take, incidentally. Or was it a card? No, it was a card. They have a card, excuse me, a move, if you will, that reduces the energy cost of generated hacks. So it can actually make energy loop create even more energy. Although if you have that, the energy loop making more energy isn't really necessarily helpful. Anyway, give your charge attacks and play charge 2 this fight and fast this turn. That's pretty good. Do I have any charged? I didn't even. Double damage. Oh, I have this thing that creates instant charge, so I can make all my stuff charged. So the fact that they don't have charge doesn't matter. Oh my god. Supersonic seems good. Seems slow, maybe. Maybe it's too slow. I don't know. Double damage, +2 damage if your opponent is vulnerable. Hmm. I don't hate expend moves. I'm being real slow about this. Being real slow about this. We have guard as a melee. We have jet starter as a ranged, and we have tooth fairy. Kind of a weak yellow, but it's. I mean, it's a strong yellow. Don't get me wrong. If you play hacks. So yeah, we have all our bases covered in terms of having one of each. So I don't mind just picking up expend cards. I want to keep this deck lean and mean. So let's do that. Because it's really good with Tooth Fairy. Then I just need to charge Tooth Fairy. Oh my god. I'm fucking genius. This move gains fast when it becomes charged and loses fast when it loses charged. Charged 3. Double the charged on this card. I mean, that just seems like insane. Expand. Okay. Draw +1 hack and gain 1 temporary energy every turn you don't have initiative. Eh. Oh. Hello. It's a scream card. Detect one really. Ah! Alright. My kids are sleeping, so I can't actually scream, but as a finisher, +1 hit. That's another pretty good one with fatality. Actually, is it another? Excuse me, another good one with it? Yeah, Tooth Fairy's good with fatality as well. This one's better with fatality. But then couldn't I just pick up another fatality then? Double the charged on this card. That always goes off. The charged goes away eventually. I don't know, Vulnerable 3 seems pretty good though. %50 more damage. Alright, I feel like that's just too good, right? Couple of hacks. Big damage. Give any attack +6 damage and slow this turn. That's actually really funny. You can play that on your opponent's stuff if you needed to just give it slow. I definitely don't need instant charge. Although, I guess if you're going to do that, you just take instant slow, right? But this one's better. Oh no, because this is only attacks. And this can hit anything. But this can be used on your shit to make it better. God, it has to be suppressed swap, huh? I don't have a bunch of healing or anything this time around, so we need to just punch things. We need to just punch things. Pouch. I like pouch. Yeah, alright. I'll take big damage. Instant slow is not as good as instant fast. But right, like it's strict. This is not strictly worse, but let's do it. There's some scenarios where it'd be better. Alright. We're actually getting into the game now. Oh yeah. Moves get stronger. Start of every round. He has the initiative, which is important. One ward, one invulnerable to carry over to next turn. Let's try and get that going as soon as possible. It expends. I want to get out of here. I want to draw my fatalities. Nope. $13 times 2. red move. You can't actually stop that from going on. Holy cow. Oh, my Lanta. I'm about to take it. God, 22 times. Oh, wait. Not quite sure what happened there. Do the fatality now. Oh, excuse me. I need that to go through. Attacks deal more damage next turn. Wait. Did Warden... Oh, did that not go off last time? It's not going off this time either. I do have instant charge. Oh. Charge does not stack every time. It's simply... Gotcha. I'm gonna die. Do I have... I have not enough ranged moves to deal with this. This guy's like all melee. And I have not enough ranged moves. I guess I knew he was melee and I could have built accordingly, and I didn't. Here's some ranged moves. Give your charge attacks in play, charge 2 this fight and fast this turn. Breach hack you have played this turn. Well, hopefully... 1, 5, 3, 2... I'll probably play at least one, right? That's one time. I really need this to go off at some point. This guy's gonna destroy me because I suck mostly. I'm not putting my moves in the right places. Yeah. I fudged up this game. Oh. I can say oops. Does it actually say it? Yeah, he destroyed me. Okay. I misunderstood how charged worked. Charge is just a flat damage boost. Okay. Also, I actually need to draft some moves. Didn't want to. I need some blue shit, right? That applies vulnerable, and then I can get rid. Yeah. Yeah, blue moves. That's interesting. They're like the same fucking thing. Well, sort of, right? One's just higher base damage. This card gets charged for. That seems really good. Now I can pull this out. What else was bad? Supersonic was pretty bad. You know, it's probably not bad, actually, especially because it's blue. I actually need to keep blue cards. I need to get rid of yellow stuff, because it will literally never go off. Like, it's cute, but we're playing against a guy who does almost entirely melee attacks. Not all melee attacks, but most of his stuff is melee attacks. It seems like we can just beat him by playing around that. Let's draft a rare one, see what we got. Oh, there we go. There's Overclock. Alright. Well, now we can pull it off if we want to. Has +2 damage for each other daisy chain in your deck. Create a copy of this move in your draw pile. That's cute. That's a totally different deck, so no. Create a copy of each hack you've used this fight in your hack pile. That's also cute. Hot damn, that's really good. But we're going to take this. Reduce the cost of all hacks that didn't start in your deck by 2. And pick up a couple more hacks. We like hacks. Hacks. Move fast. Move fast, good. All attacks +2 damage seems bad, because that affects your opponent too. But mass suppression seems good against the guy who literally relies on a keyword to do any kind of damage. Obviously good against me too, but you can use it if you're about to die, right? Great. We want that as a starter. We want that in there, we want that in there. To allow for the best swappage, we'll do that. I see. Well, he doesn't have 3, right? So let's do that. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Hey up. Gimme. Wait. Oh, it came from that. Okay. So even though that didn't, I don't know. Shit's weird. Shit's weird. I mean, this does double damage. But it loses to melee. Oh, God. Alright. Sick. Oh, wait. That's really good. That's insane, actually. It's not an attack, so you can get slow. I mean, I can get that slow. Charged is lost if countered. Let's do some damage, boys. God, that's a lot of damage. Wait, did that? Oh, it did have expend on it. Right. Yeah, it turns out when you just play blue cards and all of them, there is legit nothing your opponent can do. I wouldn't say legit nothing, but there's not a lot they can do. to... Yeah, let's do that. Twelve by 2 doesn't kill me, right? Oh, that shuts this off. Then he dies. 12 by 2 is 24. Yeah, he's dead. Oh, 12, he's just dead. Only have 5 energy. Oh, these only cost 3 though. Rip your board. Casual 30 damage. Yeah. That makes way more sense. I mean, obviously I'm playing against an AI, so like... I can cut like... Honestly, I can cut Tooth Fairy. No. I can cut Rear Power, it's too slow. Tooth Fairy's fine, just have like an alternative in case I need it. Damage source. Next 2 cards you expend or move to discard pile instead of being removed. Whenever you expend a move, gain +2 attack stats of that move's type. That's pretty good, right? How much expend do I have? I don't have any blue expend though. Wait, I thought I did. Didn't I pick up an expend card? I guess not. Finisher, expend, create and draw an instant replay hack. Instant replay, give a move replay this turn. That, see, but it's yellow. As such, I can't put it in. That seems really cool, but I can't put it in this deck because the AI plays all melee moves, and they hurt a lot. I don't really need more rest in pieces, so I guess we'll just take this. Actually, none of this shit seems that good. So we definitely want a mod. None of it seems good, so we want a mod. Right, like, I don't want any of this. Yeah. Next 2 cards you expend to discard positive thing removed. Like, if I could take... No, you can't even then. I guess we'll just take this. I mean... I have 1 strength card. Can I just skip? Can I just not take a card here? Keep my shield on the off chance that it happens to matter. I guess it's better than either of these. Sure. I have 1 left. I should have just taken regular mods instead of rare movement mod. Guess with 1 left, what else would I get rid of? Tooth Fairy? I really just want to spam blue cards, right? How does expend? We like expend. Do your attacks and play charged 1. There's +1 damage for each hack you play this way. This is a card that doesn't do anything. This is yet another card that eats up my... You know what? Take the expend. Go ahead. He has the initiative. He has some random cards just get stronger. Holy crap. Prevent the first 2 times you would lose charge. Jesus. And he also has refurbishing. Okay, well. One ward, one invulnerable. Ouch. Double the charge on this guy. Oh, my Lanta. Throw an overclock in there, throw that in there. I want you to get blue cards. Well, I need to get rid of this, but actually, I don't. Nice. Get rid of the charge on those. I honestly don't care if that gets countered. He's gonna swap some things. I can't pass back. Sure. Soft passes are important. Resisted the removal. We're getting there, though. We're getting there. Wait. Is this forever? I need to... I don't know. Alright, I'm not playing... Well, I guess I must have played Overclock after this last turn. This should trigger itself. Should. I don't know how likely that is to go through. Oh shit, son. That's the really scary one. Evidence and fast. I was slow. Well, I guess if I made it slow, it wouldn't matter. Sure. How much damage am I taking here? Looks like a lot. Let's not do that. I feel like the cards you put up matter. Like, they matter, but God, they matter so much less than your hack deck. Your hack deck feels way more important than what you put up there. As long as what you put up there supports your ability to swap things. Although against the AI, I mean, the AI does not necessarily make smart decisions, so Like, they don't try to outplay you or anything. If they know you're always throwing blue cards on the far right, they're still going to throw their red cards up there. It doesn't matter. So, not a great sample, but nobody was online. Try one more time to find someone, but it's pretty late. Seems unlikely that anyone is online right now and to play. Yeah. Well, this has been Haxity. This video is not sponsored. It's just a game I happen to find pretty fun. Give it a try sometime. Hit me up if you want to play.